Good afternoon, everybody. 12:05, May 21st, 2018. Any problem hearing my mic, please let me know. We're having all kinds of platform issues here today. Okay, I'm going to run through our trades, and then I'm going to run through what's happening in the markets as far as momos, and I'll try and make it as quick as I possibly can. So ITCI. This one was alarmed today. It's our swing trade that was dumping, and we got in, and it's moving all the way up into a mid-quad resistance. So over 2263 resistance, targets 2377, and then 2466. That's ITCI. 2466 is the main resistance. ITCI. And then the next one was PG. So this one was brought in the room by Sean last week as a washout. So washout snapback and PG swing trade setup looking better. High day trading 74.16. Sorry. Next resistance 50 MA on the daily. And so we sent that alert out to members. There's a bit of a gap fill there too, which is kind of cool. So I'll just bring that one up, and we'll take a close look at these charts after I ring through them here quick. The next one was Netflix. So it got some momentum today. It was up 2%, trading 331.17 with main resistance into 337.83. Then your next 347.69, 359.90, and the main target at 379.91. And the chart shows each buy-sell trigger, each resistance area. That alert went out earlier. Really strong action there today. This has been a great setup for our swing trading members. The next one that went out was PSTG. Actually, I'm doing them in opposite order, but this is earnings play over 24.20. Area targets 25.12, 25.90, 26.69, 27.83, 29.20, trading 24.23, and that 29.20 is the main resistance. Again, another trade that has been fantastic inside of the structure in the model, trading perfectly against this support channel that's modeled. So I'll bring that one up too. That's PSTG. Take a closer look at the chart. PSTG, by the way, there's a feature report on it to members. Our swing trading members got a copy of it. Okay, the other one that went out was the S&P. So of course this has been a fantastic trade all the way through. Main resistance is 273.30. Over that target's 273.63, 274.51. That's supposed to say 276.04, 276.30, and then your biggest one is 278.43 May 30th, and that's the actual target up here. If it fails, it'll target down here, and we'll take a look at the chart. So I'm just loading all these charts so that after I go through them here, we can, there's one or two more that triggered this morning. We'll take a close look at the charts. So one of the first ones of the day was Apple AAPL over the buy sell trigger 188.62. That's a main pivot, main resistance area, trading 188.86. Intra targets 191.41, 194.82, and 200.60. That's the main resistance. That's the next pivot. So basically what you're seeing is pivot tests here, main pivot tests, and we'll take a look at this chart too. But wherever you see these white arrows on the charting, those are main pivots, main resistance and support, and so that's what's in play there. And then the last one at 200.60 is another pivot there. If it fails, it comes down to here. Take a look at Apple. So the box was from May 18th. We might have time to take a look at this one, but okay, so ITCI, let's start with this one. So the structure in ITCI is that your main resistance is up here in the 2462 area. I alerted it on this dump as a washout snapback trade. It was dumping right into the 200 MA, that pink line, and it was dumping into fib support. And I thought this has got to be overdone, being that it's dumping into that 200. So because that's what typically happens on its way to the 200. People panic, of course, because if it dumps under that, then it's got real problems. Anyway, it did bounce. It bounced strong, and so that white arrow there is a mid quad. We triggered again over top of it, and each one of these resistance levels we trim and then we add above. Got into the quad wall, this diagonal here, that's a diagonal Fibonacci trend line, their resistance, and that's where it is right now. Now, the important part about this chart is that it's also got historical support resistance. These red lines and these dotted red lines, horizontals, those are historical. All the other ones are fib related in the structure. But the point is that it's trending toward 2470 area for June 8th, and it's been structured and it's been good. It's near low day right now, but the trade in itself has been fantastic. But any time it gets over top of this trend line, it's a little tough to add into it because this is going to be its natural course. If it fails, it'll target the mid quad here at 1978 and or right down into the 1530 range on the same day, but I don't see that happening. But the quads are, the diagonal trend line or the quad walls are very important resistance. You can see here how it dumped, it got up and just over top of the quad wall and then it dumped back down, quad wall, dumped. So those quads are very important, diagonal trend lines. Anyway, that's what we're targeting for on June 8th, it's 2470 area. That's ITCI. PG, so Procter Gamble. The thing I like about this is a weekly chart, and even on the weekly chart, it's getting structured. So it had the big dump, and this is something I really, really like about this chart. Weekly is huge structure. Pardon me. Man, I'm sorry, guys. Constant allergies. Anyway, the nice thing about it is massive structure. The squeeze momentum, which I rely on heavily, especially on a weekly, is starting to turn. The MACD is starting to bottom. It might turn, but the stock RSI has already turned. So there's buyers in there now. And I think, you know, it might take some time in here. It might not, but I think this is a play. So I've got it triggered for 74.44, and right above there, I'm going to go. It hit 74.25. It looks really good on the weekly. On the daily, these washout snapbacks, I rarely lose, and most of my profit, yeah, I got to be careful with most nowadays because we're into the machine trading side. But you know, in conventional trading, this is where most of your profit can come from because they're so structured when they happen because the you know, the serious traders are in these. So they get really structured and really smooth. The squeeze momentum indicator on the daily chart has turned green. MACD is up. Stock RSI is high, but that's not such a big deal. Anyway, I've got it for resistance at that 50 MA around 75.69. If I start to move into this, then I bring it down to the 5-minute, of course, and the different time frames. But I'm not far away. Netflix. By the way, whenever you open these charts, if you got those indicators at the bottom causing this to be a real mess, just go onto the field area here and double click. Netflix over, like I said, 328, 50-ish area triggers into these others. You got to be careful with it. You got to have some conviction on it. Its main resistance is that 337.60 area, or 80, I guess. Over that, I'm confident in these, especially to the third one here. The third one's got, there's a diagonal fib here, a quad wall. It's a dotted gray line. You probably can't see it, but anyway, that sits around 371.59. That's heavy resistance, but the main structural resistance is at 379.49. There's no date on that. We don't have a full model on that one. PSTG. Well, let's go with the downside on Netflix, just so you know. There is a quad wall down here, which it has respected right here. It popped. Intraday, it's sitting at about 288.35. So it's really near its structural resistance. Its support, its structural main support is around 296.50. So, you know, your risk reward is to the bearish side, but it's obviously in an uptrend, right? So you got to consider that. PSTG, this is earnings play. It got up over that buy, and then it dumped. We've got a target on it here. The first target at 25.71 on October 1st. Another one up here at 29.21. I wouldn't doubt this 29.21 gets hit, by the way. But earnings can change that quick. So a moderate dump would bring you down to 22.63, and then, you know, 19.29, and then, so these are main structural areas. There's no white arrows on this, but it's the mid quads where those white arrows are, your main support and resistance. So, you know, in this case, it would be here. I'll just show you how it's done real quick. And then your next mid quad is here. So these are main buy sell triggers. If you just trade in between these main buy sell triggers, you'll do a fantastic return. It's a great way to swing trade. Everything else on these charts has noise to a swing trader. So there you go. You can see how this one hit, buy trigger, goes, and you could just hold right until you get to this, or even this one, you know, you trim into it and then it proves above and you go. You just got to go with the trend inside of those buy sell triggers. I've got a video coming out this weekend about it. Anyway, that's PSTG. I like that one a lot. The S&P trading 273.45 intraday, up, green. The bulls are in. We've got a target here of 278.50 area on the 30th of this month. If it got crazy bullish, you're up here, 289.04. Here's a mid quad here at 283.77. So those are kind of your bullish 3 targets for the 30th of this month. Now there is a holiday Monday, so that might be an interesting week after that. 278.50, 283.73, and 289 on the 30th. It's been hitting our targets very consistently. It is normal for it to get a bit of a retrace in here. But anyway, a big dump and you're going to see 267.92 on that day. Sideways, you're going to see 273.30. I like it. I've liked it all the way through since we had a big washout. We've done fantastic in it. It's been good. It's been a great trade. We had this big washout in here. Everybody panicked. we started buying. We knew the structure and we scaled in heavy. It's been fantastic. Okay, so that's S&P. Apple. We already went through this one, but I'll show you the chart close up. So you see that stock RSI is trending down. MACD is about to turn. Squeeze momentum. Sorry, guys. So a couple of the servers just got whacked. I don't know why today that's happening. I think my texts are telling me that it's not on our end. So anyway, the Apple play, the thing that you got to be careful with Apple, even though those indicators are starting to trend down, that stock RSI, the MACD, that squeeze momentum's even turning at the bottom of the screen there. Sorry, I'm just talking one of our techs here. Even though that's happening, the thing that you got to remember with Apple is that it's common knowledge that the powers that be use Apple as an equity prop for the markets. I'm not too sure. I've never researched Amazon, but I wouldn't doubt that they use Amazon too. So you can't really take those indicators with the same weight that you would in an equity that the Federal Reserve isn't in. Also, I had a conversation with one of my students this morning about crypto and those indicators. Be really careful with those indicators with crypto because there's so much machine trading that those indicators, you know, they're built. Squeeze momentum indicator, MACD, stochastic RSI, those are all built and structured around human trade, and machine trading is, you know, it's going to beat them. It'll be there before you get there, kind of thing. Okay, so sorry, I just finished up with the technicians there. So here's how Apple plays out. There's significant structural resistance at 2062 or 20.60. We've been sitting with this 188.60 resistance for some time now. This is a daily chart. We bought in this dump in here in the 162 range. So, you know, it's been fantastic. If you can, you know, wait for a dump, watch for the structure. You know, this was a mid, you see the white arrow, right? So that's a buy, sell trigger, buy, sell trigger, buy, sell trigger. So right now it's into a sell trigger. It gets up over top, you know, it gets a little bit choppy. Sure, you get cut up a little bit, but when you get the full trend, you know, you'll make that back 100 times. So you just got to know how to trade with confidence in here. Because, I mean, the same thing happened in here, right? Chop, 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 dumped. We hit it, chop, 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 dumped. We hit it, chop, chop, goes, we hit it, you know. So once it confirms, you can really hammer down. But anyway, that's Apple. If there's any charts that you want me to look at, let me know as soon as possible. I'm going to take a look at some of the momentums on the day here. A real quick note on oil. Let me take a look at the chart here. I missed a buy trigger here earlier today. Our machine traders got it. They informed me. It was right down around 124 on FX US oil at the bottom of a quad channel, and they hit it. And it's been really structural. I can't show you the epic algorithm right now, but anyway, I missed it. And it's on a sell side right now, intraday. So inside of the epic model, it's really structured today. Really clean trading for the machine traders. Anyway, I just missed the trigger. Okay, momentum's on the day. Momentums, ARTW. So the way that this works with this charting is the first one will take a half a minute to load, and then the rest of them will be really fast. We'll just fly through them, take a look, and see if we can find some structure. when you learn how to trade structure in these charts, your stress will disappear because you'll be on the winning side the majority of the time. Probabilities that get on your side. Wow, these MAs are really fat. Just want to clean this up real quick. This is noisy. This comes from doing some coaching. Come on. What happened? That format. Okay, there we go. These are MAs, by the way, the 20, 50, 100, and 200 if you don't know. Okay, so this is ARTW. This is the weekly chart. There's absolutely zero structure behind this chart other than it can get serious momentum and make you a lot of money, and it can dump really fast and lose you a lot of money. And plays like that I'm just not into. It's a downward trend. I'm just not doing it, just so you know. Daily, we can take a look at. These structured trades, we're doing so well. Like our performance on them is going to blow away. Well, I mean, we're documenting it, and I'm putting a book out on it because our coding team started about 6 weeks ago. I mean, officially just last week, but they got here and started 6 weeks ago, and since then we've just been like, I don't know what the percentage is, but it's astronomical. So we don't have to, we don't have to play junk to get a fantastic return. That's what I'm trying to say. UAVS, same thing. It's junk. It's a terrible chart. Sorry, but it's junk. TGA. So, same kind of thing. A lot of junk here, but it's got the curl. It's got the momentum on the daily. Could it get dangerously bullish? Sure, it could. If it gets up over this main historical resistance it's at, I mean, that's a significant wall. I feel bad for the newbies that don't understand what that is, but anyway, it's junk. Could it get good? Sure. If it does get good, I'll look at it. The problem with playing the momentums and not, here's how I explain it to my trading students real quick. It takes less than a minute. You're going to go play hockey. You want to play with the best in the world. You want to go play, when, say, Gretzky played from my time. You want to play against him in the NHL. You're new. What's your chance? That's what you're dealing with in day trading, momentum stocks. Can I do it? Sure. Can I do better at what we're doing right now with sleeping properly and, having less stress and, just having a good life? Absolutely. Can I outperform those guys? 99 out of 100 times, for sure. Is this fun? Yeah, it's fun. It's it's lots of blinking lights and stress. Lots of testosterone in there. Anyway, last one's junk. EGY. So I've looked at this one a number of times. This is a scenario that can get really out of control bullish because it hasn't got any significant resistance now until, I was looking at this one earlier today, around, call it 430, right? So it can almost double again from where it's at. Where do you find structure in here? I mean, you don't. There's some to be found in there, and you can do it, but I'm not going to encourage people to go. Just so you know. So, I mean, look, what I do for trading students, what I do for members is you send me a play, you send me your plan, you send me exactly what you want to do. Like, are you trading fibs? Are you trading this? Are you trading that? Are you just trading hope or whatever? Send me the plan. Ask me specific questions, and I'll help you with your trading plan on it, even if it is absolute shitty junk like this stuff that's trending today. FUV. This is a little different. This one actually does have a bit of a predictable structure. Over $4, if it closes over $4, I'd look at it. Like, you know, it could get very, very serious very, very quick. Could easily double very fast. But it would have to close over $4. BOXL, same idea. See, when I looked at this chart back here and I said, look, and I'm saying the same thing. So there's a pivot here right around 796. So I said the same thing. It closes over that area and boom, I'm interested. Now look what it did. It doubled. This structure that you see right here, that's what happens with them. But it's got to close over that, right? And then boom, the next day, usually. So usually viciously fast. In fact, that almost tripled. It's a, you know, as a day trader, this would be my main setup. And I did very well at it, but it's a lot of stress, boy. MBFI, another one that, you know, it doesn't respect the 200. It's trending stock. It's way up above its MAs. You know, if you can get borrows on it, do it because it's going to dump. And then it's going to trend. That's it. Keep that one simple. But these charts are just, these are not structured charts, guys, girls, ladies, and men. Format, just not. Absolutely terrible charts today. This one's not so bad. This has got TRXC. I've traded it before. It has got structure. You can model this one. But, you know, it's trending down. It's a piece of junk, right? So then you got to manage it. You got to be all over it. You got to have the stress and do I hold it at night, everything else. But, you know, it looks like a bottom pattern. This one looks all right. If you know how to day trade it, you know, this would be on my watch list for sure. If I was strongly day trading and I couldn't make the same returns than what we're doing now. If you're about to trade it and you need a trading plan, you know, send me a note and I'll help you with it. Okay, VNET, junk. I can't even, there's just nothing to comment on, it's junk. NIHD, so here you go again. So this is a structure that can get right out of control really fast. You got earnings coming up though. Well, no, August. Yeah. So over 328, closes over 328. I'd look at it for sure. For sure. So there's, you know, there's 3 or 4 there that we've looked at that are half decent. NVUS, junk. But again, could get very serious. This one's got a huge gap in it. Personally, you know, and it sounds crazy, but I wouldn't look at it until it was, you know, because I'd need some structure to trade it, you know, $15.50, $16. But it certainly looks like it's going to turn. If you're day trading and you like risk, I'd watch that one close. Try and get a model built on it. ARQL. This is the daily. So this is an example, right? Here, I'll show you. So same thing, junk, right? Gets into a bottom formation. That's all that's happening here with all of these. It gets up over its pivot right here, 253, boom, comes back, tests the pivot and the 50 MA, and boom, it's gone again. Textbook. So these are all day trading. This is like day trader's paradise today. But you got to know how to trade them. Anyway, it's getting up near its resistance. Caution, caution. But if you know how these structures work, you'll be fine. And if you need help, let me know. SSNT, just absolute garbage. Don't even look at it. SEII, same thing, garbage. It might be in a bottoming pattern, but until it gets some kind of structure, don't look at it. Don't let the day trader suck you in. Their job is for you to lose, so they bank, right? RESN, same thing, junk, don't let them suck you in. That's what they do, right? So they're putting out messages all day long to suck you in because they know when to buy and sell better than, you know, the average trader. Again, here's another one with serious structure. Another one of these that could just go crazy. closes over 1056, I'd be interested. It's amazing how those play out over and over and over again. LEDS, you can see by all these gaps and everything else, it's absolute junk. It's you know, same thing. This is the game. This is how they steal from you. CLWT, and like, I hate to be negative on it, right? But I've got students that are losing at this game all the time. Once they realize the structure, then they turn green and they're happy. Their life's better. CLWT, same thing. Garbage, don't let them suck you in. Garbage, 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 garbage. Just a bunch of garbage, guys. MEX. It's not the better of the bunch. Okay, so those are the momos. I don't think there's any that anybody needs me to take a look at. So that's it for midday. It's 12:36, May 21st, 2018. I'll get these videos out tonight. This video and the webinar for the US dollar from last night, I'll get that out tonight. Talk soon. Thanks for coming out, guys.